Hello, Aquarius. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to do something different with you guys. Here we go. Let's see. Let me zoom in here. I want to pull, I've already pre-shuffled, but I'm going to shuffle one last time for you, Aquarius. I'm going to pull one card out. I'm going to keep them face down. That was the bottom card. Just to do something a little different because the energy has been so excited. All the solar flares, all the planetary retrogrades, things are getting interesting. I like when we have interesting energy. Keeps me on my toes. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. That's the tarot deck, life purpose deck. Not that you need any direction. I feel that, Aquarius, you are in a good zone. But let's see. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Those I'm keeping upright. I don't. Oh, actually, these came out pretty upright too. These all have no idea. These are energy cards. So let's see what the energy is. And I love not knowing. I love not seeing until I turn them over. It keeps it interesting for me too. 1, 2, 3. I'm adding the Pulp Tarot to your read because for some reason they wanted to come out for Aquarius. So let's pull the Pulp Tarot. The last few I did like this, they told a story vertically and horizontally, so it was very, and the cards usually do, but using all these different decks, it was interesting to see how cohesive it was. So I'm interested in seeing how yours is going to turn out. Okay, Pulp Tarot for Aquarius. 1, 2, 3, and then I'll pull one Archangel Michael card for a little lesson, a little guidance, a little prayer. One card for Aquarius. And then we will be ready to go. So how have you been doing in this energy? Are you finding that you're dreaming a lot, you're not sleeping, you're a little restless, very emotional? That's about right. The solar flares do that, and they affect the geomagnetics of, I'm not a scientist, that's just what I've heard. They affect the geomagnetics of the planet, which of course disrupts us, our sleep, our energy levels, our ability to focus and concentrate. It's been like, I know it's been difficult for me, so it's very important, Aquarians, that you are mindful of grounding yourself. So getting out in nature, going for a walk, touching the plants, hugging a tree, whatever you have to do to become grounded. I'm going to read Archangel guidance first because they are special and they usually set the tone for your reading. So this is open your heart. Ooh. Allow love to grow and bloom all around you. You waited for this emotionally fulfilling experience for such a long time, and now the time has come. Make your choices by listening to your heart and then following the steps you're guided to take. Joy will lead you to a vibrant and healthy life. So the heart chakra, located right here in the center of your chest, is really one of our main centers of as far as our energy, the ability to receive good energy and the ability to send good energy is about the heart chakra, keeping it clear, keeping it, I'm going to say motivated, because bringing love into every situation is not an easy thing, especially if you're dealing with difficult people. Keeping your heart open to understanding, to compassion, to forgiveness is huge. And the best way to open your heart so that you are able to receive all wonderful things is to show gratitude, to express gratitude. what can you be grateful for? Some people find that a difficult task when, if you have a roof over your head, a floor to step out onto when you get out of bed. I'd say you've got something to be grateful for. Or how about being grateful for what hasn't shown up yet, but is coming in? So the more you can express gratitude, and for the littlest things, I love in the morning going out and thanking the trees, and to keep us safe from environmental factors, the wind and unruly, restless weather, whatever. I'm grateful for my neighbors. I'm grateful for feeling safe where I live. I'm grateful that I have a house to live in. So whatever you can, everyone has something to be grateful for. If you're breathing, there you go. That's your first thing. So open your heart chakra by being in gratitude, by finding forgiveness for those whom you need to forgive, for finding trust for what is not seen or known, but just trusting that perhaps what you have asked for is coming, and see what happens. Good things can happen. Now let's see your reading. Your very first card is a 10, endings, new beginnings. Wow, let's get right to it. And it's a 10 of swords. So the end of a situation, what does this mean? If you've been in dialogue with some conversations, maybe perhaps that looks like there could have been a lot of arguments there. Know that that's coming to an end. Any disagreement or anything that hasn't been in sync with your main objective in life, the focus, the outcome of your desire, your main focus. So the ending could be an actual, I'm leaving, I'm moving, I'm changing jobs, I'm changing relationships, something is ending here. But perhaps it's even just the feeling of, I feel as though I've been betrayed. I feel as though we've been arguing too much. I feel as though we're never going to agree. I feel that we have different focuses for our life. We have different outcomes that we desire. So whatever your story is, whatever you've been going through, it looks like it's coming to an end. It's a situation or it's a relationship with a person. It could even be an illness, it could be something you've been dealing with for, I would say not a short time, I would say more than a year, something you've been dealing with for a while, and it's now coming to an end. So there's a feeling of relief, like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders, and now you can move forward unencumbered with that beautiful open heart chakra, ready for new opportunities, new possibilities, new relationships, new situations. So getting a 10, ending or a new beginning, endings lead to new beginnings, as your first card in a reading, I'd say is a very positive opportunity. And then we get renewal. So from this ending, your guides are telling you, look at the past, look at the situation, don't dwell on it, don't be immersed in the anger or the regret or the disappointment. Look at it with forgiveness. That's why they ask for you to open your heart first. Open your heart to compassion, forgiveness, and be ready to move in a new direction. So this 10 is an ending leading to a new beginning, which is taking you in a new direction. So that could be to a new relationship, to a new job, to a new opportunity, to a new financial story, to a new health story, okay? Beautiful. 3 of Cups. Wow, that's awesome. So what a way for this to be resolved. You're walking away from a situation or a person or something that no longer serves your highest and best. You're looking at it not with regret, disappointment, failure. You're looking at it with compassion and maybe even a little sense of humor, like, oh yeah, that happened, and move on, move forward, but in a new direction. And then we have a new start, a celebration. celebrating something new. It could be a new job, a new relationship, an engagement, a baby. It's a time for joy, and it's a time to give birth to something exciting. Okay, so this is very, very positive, Aquarius, and it's a nice way to end the 9 year. 2025 adds up to a 9, and this 9 year is about resolving conflict situations that no longer serve your highest and best. Moving into a 10 year, which there's the 10, which is an ending and a new beginning. So I really love that it ends in celebration here. That's very, very positive. Life purpose, practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. Energy healing. Your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. Sensitivity. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. So, as you might admit, Aquarians, most of you are highly sensitive. And when I say that, I don't mean you're delicate in that sense. I mean you are open to possibilities. You are in tune with the universe and probably beyond the universe. You have insights and foresights that other people don't have because you have this extra ability. You're in tune with your third eye, as they say. So if this ending leading to a new beginning, this celebration of something that brings you joy has to do with a skill or an artistic ability you have, now is the time to hone that skill, kick it up a notch, take it up to another level. The only way you do that is by practicing, getting a mentor, finding a new teacher, really using this energy now to become the best version of you that you possibly can. Leaving this negative energy behind is going to allow you more freedom of creativity. Energy healing. Most Aquarians, like I said, are tuned in. So your natural abilities of foreseeing, knowing, of healing are meant to be used. Now, that doesn't mean you have to become an energy healer. It's not in you to be a Reiki practitioner or, energy healer, angel therapy. Perhaps, maybe like this girl playing her instrument, you are a healer in another way. If you're in the medical field, absolutely a healer. If you're in the business world, perhaps just your personality brings healing calm to the office. If you're a salesperson, maybe that personality of your intuitiveness, your ability to laugh at yourself and to think outside the box, that creativity brings a healing to those around you, to the clients, to the customers, and to your coworkers as well. So use, Aquarius, use your natural abilities in whatever field you're in. It doesn't mean an energy healer can be the man mopping the floor at the football stadium in the back, near the concession stand. He could be a great healer because he might have an amazing smile, calming eyes, a soothing voice. There are healers, we're all healers, just like our animals are healers. But it's being really tuned into it and allowing it to flow through you and then overflow out into your environment that brings healing to the earth. The more impact you can have on a small group, it creates a ripple. And then maybe it will affect a larger group. And then before you know it, your energy has been the catalyst for a beautiful change in our environment. And there's your sensitivity. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. So if you have been having difficult sleeping with all these environmental changes, solar flares, retrogrades and around the moon changes, the full moon, the new moon, perhaps it's time for you to pay a little bit more attention to your self-care in that time as a sensitive energy healer. Perhaps it's time for you to pay attention to, are you grounded? You can use crystals, or you can use plants, or you can just go outside and get grounded in the earth's vibration. But that is important for you. If you're in large crowds, perhaps you're an empath who's picking up everybody's energy. Well, then it's important for you to clear that energy when you re-enter your home space. Maybe a salt shower or washing your hands with cold salt water can help release some of that negative energy. Of course, burning sage. There are many, many ways for you to clear energy. And if you are a sensitive and you're doing energy healing work, it's important that you also practice self-care for that, okay? Otherwise, you will have restless nights. You're not sleeping because you're taking all that extra energy to bed with you. And then what happens in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock, the witching hour, right? You're waking up because you're feeling things. Envy. The energy around you. Envy. Attachment. Goddess of the moon. Interesting with these cards and with these words, because this looks so amazing. It looks like you're headed in a new direction. Things are working out great for you with the 3 of Cups. You're coming into your own as a healer, as a real aligned, sensitive person. So why the envy, attachment, and Goddess of the moon? Well, when we excel at something we do, and maybe by all that practice and healing work you're doing, perhaps that could bring in some envy from people around you. If you're aware of it, there's nothing really you can do. That's their issue, not yours. Don't own other people's energies, even if they verbalize it. I find the best way when someone says something that tries to tear down what I've created or who I am is to just say nothing and let their words ring out so that they're left holding them. And perhaps at some point they'll have to look at them. So envy is a waste of time for sure, but not your time. If you don't allow it to waste your time, if you don't allow it to rent space in your head, you'll be free from it. It could be what has held you back in the past. Perhaps you listen to naysayers, perhaps you listen to the criticism, or you felt people try to take away the shine to your metal, right? But don't allow that anymore. You're creating stronger boundaries now in this 10-year. You're owning who you are. You're working more on becoming the aligned being you're supposed to be and doing the work that you came here to do, which is healing. So whatever line of work you're in, that's the ultimate. If you actually are a healer, then good for you. But be very impeccable about clearing the negative energy from yourself and working on those shadow issues that you need to release. Now this attachment, do you see this card? She's looking at her mask and holding it up. I see this as the ego. And perhaps this is a little guidance to mind your ego. You need a strong ego to be out in the world doing your business, to put yourself in vulnerable positions. However, allowing the ego to control your actions, your words, your motives is not a good thing. Okay, you want to have what's that book? A purpose-driven life. You want to be driven by your soul, and you want your intentions to be pure. Whenever you do anything, absolutely anything, baking a cake, if your intentions are, I'm just going to throw this together and see how it turns out, that's probably what's going to happen. But if you put the intentions of, I'm baking this cake with love, it might not be the greatest recipe, you might not be the best baker, but if you put the intentions of everyone enjoying this cake, you're bringing people together with that cake, You're enjoying making it. You're feeling the love. The energy goes into that, and it makes a big difference. I know that when I cook. If I cook and I'm upset, it's not usually too good. Where if I'm quiet, if I have my space, I have my music going, or I light a candle, and I just feel like I'm just doing this out of love for my family, it always turns out a little bit better. It always has that little extra something. And so mind your ego to the point of, it's good to have a healthy ego. You feel good about yourself. You look in the mirror, you say, damn, I look good today. However, it's also good to reflect on yourself and check your intentions. Are you doing things for the right reason? Are you in the career you're in for the right reason? Or is it to spite your brother? Or is it because your father wanted you to go into this line of work? Know your intentions for what you're doing. And if something is not in alignment, if it doesn't show up today, it's going to show up tomorrow. And it won't be good. So check that, okay? Make sure, Aquarius, you are doing what you love, loving what you do, and you're working very hard at being the very best you can be, with humility, with gratitude, okay? Goddess of the moon. Now, the moon is all about sometimes secrets, but really going within and looking at yourself. This is probably one of the deepest readings I've had for Aquarius in a very long time. Because sometimes, Aquarius, you can be more superficial. You can skim the surface of things. As long as everything looks fine on the outside, you're good. But now the universe, that's not going to fly anymore. That's not going to fly. We're in a new frequency. And if you are not vibing at a higher frequency with your intention, with your integrity, and with your impeccability of follow through, then you're going to miss it. You're going to miss all the great things that are coming. So, Goddess of the Moon, pay attention to the moon cycles. Full moon, release what no longer serves you. New moon, set new intentions and take action on what you want. Take action is important. It's interesting because she's holding on to that moon, but it looks like she's ready to toss it out into the universe. She's ready to put all her dreams and aspirations into this little sphere of light, and then just chuck it away into the universe. That's pretty much how manifestation works, believe it or not. That is pretty much it. You put all your energy into focusing on the outcome you desire. You picture it, you see it, you visualize yourself being it, being in the be, do, have, being in the life you want to be in a year from now, but today. So that visualization has to be very, very strong, very detailed, vibrant in color, maybe sound, whatever it is, feeling, add whatever you can to the vision of your manifestation. But then here's the trick. Expect it's coming. Toss that sphere of light out into the universe, knowing that that goal, that dream is coming back to you. But you're letting it go. You're letting go of any control. You're not asking what day, what time, what hour, what minute, what color is it going to be, how much money is it going to be. You're just saying, I trust. I trust that the intentions I sent out will come back to me in a big way. When you ask, you believe, and then you trust, and you let go of the expectation and allow universe to do its thing, then you can expect miracles. Then you can expect something coming in even bigger, better than you asked for, or you dreamed of, or you were planning on. So be very detailed when you ask the universe for what you want. See it, feel it, envision it, be in that energy. And then let it go and allow it to come back to you in its time. The Pulp Tarot. Wow. So I've got you doing a lot of work here, Aquarius. You're looking at your ego, you're checking out who's around you, you're releasing things that no longer serve you. You are busy right now, and it's a lot of inward work, and that's the tough work, right? But here we go. 6 of Wands. Victory on all fronts. 6 of Wands, you're in the parade. You're getting the accolades. You get the girl, you get the car, you get the money, whatever it was you asked for, the notoriety, you get the job, you get the clean bill of health. What did you ask for? What were you thinking about when I talked about all of this here? It's coming. Queen of Pentacles. Well, that's not you because you're an Aquarius, so you would be Swords, air. Queen of Pentacles energy is here. Someone's giving you a gift, an opportunity, an offer. And it's not a little one, it's a big one. Is it a woman giving? It could be, or it could be a man. But it's about the energy. The Queen of Pentacles has the ability to make anything better. She could take $10 and furnish a room and make it look like she spent thousands, because she has that ability to think outside the box and blend that with practicality. So there's the obscure, dream building, magic, manifestation. And then there's also the earthliness and practicality of the Queen of Pentacles. So know that and accept this as a gift. This is beautiful. Victory on all fronts. And the Queen of Pentacles offering you something, a job, money, opportunity, good health, the medicine that you've been waiting for that's going to cure whatever it is you have. That could be Pentacles. Be open to receive. Oh, yes. 3. That's why the Pope card wanted to come out and play with Aquarius. The Chariot. The Chariot is bringing you to where you need to go. So you got just a little bit more work, but I have to tell you, Aquarius, by the end of 2025, you'll get a sniff of it. By the beginning of 2026, you'll begin to feel it. By the middle of February, right around your birthday time, you're going to know it. You're going to know what this is. This is rewards from all the hard work you've done, bringing you forward to where it is you've dreamed of going. What an amazing reading. Oh, you can't make this up. You saw me put the cards out. Open your heart. You heard the whole spiel. Ask, believe, trust, allow, receive. So out of these cards, what fell out for you? The Archangel Michael cards? Believe and trust. Believe and trust. So that's your message today, really. That's your big message. I feel like you've already done a lot of this work. You're almost there. You're on the brink of this big breakthrough. You have to let go now and just trust. Believe and trust. There's a prayer here. Before going to sleep tonight, say, Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be filled with strength, courage, and confidence. And there you go. Beautiful reading for you, Aquarius. I hope you do. I hope you find the strength you need. I hope you find the courage you need and the energy you need to keep going on your path, to not give up. If it's been a little difficult, it's in your past now. There's not one more difficult card here. This is being introspective so that you can receive all of this abundance. Believe and trust. You are a great healer, and whatever field of work you choose for your life work, you know that you are a healer, and that whatever you do, touching people, being in front of people, speaking to people, smiling, at people is the most healing energy. So, woo, good luck. Happy November, happy Thanksgiving, and I wish you love and light.